Hello everyone and welcome to my home and lifestyle monthly reset. We are going to plan a successful October today. So you can get this little booklet from the files section in this group and you can follow along. You can print it out or you can just use your own notebook or your phone, however you like to work. So hopefully a lot of you will have done at least a couple of these with me now, and if this is your first time, hello, welcome, you're so welcome. So yeah, a lot of us will be building on what we've done over the last couple of months. What I'm going to do, I've got my laptop beside me and I'm going to try and refresh the page to see if I can see any comments coming through, because we seem to have a bit of an issue with getting them live. So what I'll do is refresh it on the computer to see if I pop up there and see if I can see any live comments. Cool. Anyway, so yeah, if you've got this booklet, let's go for it and start on the first page. Okay, so what I always like to do is kind of go over what went well last month. So yeah, you might have a list of your little goals from last month and everything that you set out last month. So have a look at those just now if you've got them. And I want you to really celebrate your wins. Think, oh, I did do that. Now, some of us would have sat here and set your goals a month ago and then never really looked at it again. And that is okay. This is what happens. This is a journey. We're growing. Some of us might have looked at it once a week, once every couple of weeks, and some of us looked at this daily. Anyway, regardless, I want you to look at what you set out for yourself last month and see what you actually did. You might know that you did it, or you might look and go, oh, I actually did that and I didn't even realise that I did it. So go ahead and write down things that were big wins. Some of it might not have been planned. Some of these wins, they came out of nowhere and just luck was on your side, which we love to celebrate as well. Now, this is good to make you realise when you're having progress, yeah? Because we need to look at that. In order to know where we're going, we need to know like where we've came from, right? And we need to know what we've done well so as we can celebrate those things and build upon them, yeah? So write down your wins, big and small, yeah? So you had lots of categories last month. You had, which we'll have every month, health and fitness, family and friends, work or business, financial goals, home organisation, and self-care and fun. So you should have had 6 goals. So I want you to tick off, like, what goals did you actually get done? Some of them you might want to repeat this month. Some of them you might think, oh, it's not actually as important as I thought it was, that you just kind of discard it, you change it. Some things maybe aren't quite as important, or some things you might look at it and think, oh, I could achieve that straight away, actually, I'll just do that tomorrow, or you schedule it in to get done in the next few weeks, yeah? So, let's go back to the first page. I want you also to look at what you felt was out of alignment and draining for you in September. It might be things like you got sucked into drama that you really could have done without, or you had a disagreement or a fallout with somebody, yeah, and just like sucked the life out of you, okay? I want you to have a look at that and think, what was draining, what was out of alignment, what are things that I'm just going to let go of or learn from moving forward. Maybe it was things like not setting a proper routine for yourself, so your mornings felt really rushed. Yeah, so how can we look at that today to build on your routines to make sure that your mornings go a little bit more smoothly, for example, or your evenings. Maybe you're not giving yourself the allocated proper time to having a proper nighttime routine, and you're just going to bed, your contact lenses are still in, you've still got makeup on your face and all this, which, you know, in seasons of life, sometimes this happens, okay? But what can we do this month to make sure that we have proper routines and that we don't feel out of alignment or drained? Maybe you hung out with people that you think, oh, every time I'm with them, they suck the life out of me. So I'm maybe going to limit hanging about them so much this month moving forward, yeah? It's all about realising what is out of alignment, what is draining for you. Be honest, but be kind to yourself, okay? It's just about building awareness over it so as we can make changes moving forward into October. Can you believe October tomorrow? Okay, and my third question that I like to ask you every month is, what am I ready to let go of before next month begins? So yes, this question is slightly different, okay? You might be ready to let go of clutter that you just see everywhere and you're like, right, this month I'm letting this go. Maybe you're gonna let go of comparing yourself online. Are you spending too much time looking at the wrong accounts? Yeah, people say, oh, social media can be such a negative place, but really it's at your fingertips. You're in control of what you see. A lot, not all the time, we know this, but the accounts that you follow can be dead uplifting, really positive. Just be really strategic about who you're following, what you're watching, and what you're filling your mind with. Yeah. Maybe you're just ready to let go of being so negative about yourself. You're ready to let go of certain people or groups or whatever. So you write down for yourself, what are you ready to just let go of before we walk into a fresh month tomorrow. Okay, and that is page 1 complete of Reflect and Release. So we're letting it all go. Tomorrow is a new month. Okay, and if you could, if you already have it, look at your morning and evening routines. If you've been with me for a couple of months or a month already, dig it out, what you wrote for yourself, a morning and an evening routine. And I want you to look and think, how much did I follow that routine? Was it realistic? Do I need to adapt it? Do I need to switch some steps about so as it makes more sense in the morning? These routines are going to be adapted to suit the month as well. So we're going into October, so maybe we're not having nighttime walks at 9 p.m. because it's not lovely and sunny anymore, okay? Maybe it's about adapting these routines to suit the sort of feeling of October. We're getting cozier, we're putting nice little candles on, we've got little blankets, we've got the house smelling like pumpkin spice if you're anything like me. Yeah, so let's do these little things for ourselves that are gonna cheer us up and make us feel better when we start to all get that sad disorder, right? I mean, the weather goes horrible and we all just feel a bit run down. So I need to show you this. So this is like the joy of my life. It is a little teapot and cup for one, and it's my obsession. So this is what I like to do to romanticize my life. It's a cute little tea. This one is turmeric, ginger and orange, because this time of year everybody gets unwell. People get run down, they stop looking after themselves, they get depressed, and they feed themselves with the wrong things when they start to get run down. I am letting go of all the sugary, milky coffees, and I am swapping it out for a tea. But I need to make it special for myself. I need to have a nice little teapot. It's just so cute. Like, I'm easily pleased with these things, but if that's what it takes to get some nice goodness into me, then that's what I'll do. So I have got a nighttime tea as well that I'm having before bed, that's got all the good stuff for helping you wind down at night. So that's a little something that I've implemented into my routine. So yeah, I want you to look at these morning and evening routines. I want you to also think about the type of person that you are that's going to help you build on these routines, okay? Because if you've been following me on my socials, you'll know that I am now getting up at a crazy time in the morning and I'm going to the gym, I'm getting a workout, I'm getting showered, hair, makeup, dress, and I'm back in the door before my little girl wakes up at 7:30 in the morning, which is such a privilege for me because I now live with my other half and I have the ability to leave the house while she's tucked up safe and warm in her bed, which is a privilege that I didn't have for a very long time. So yeah, I love it. I love that I actually have the ability to do it, okay? So it feels like a good thing for me. So when I'll use that as an example. So when I'm filling out this page and it says, I am the type of person who, and it says I am, and it says, for me, it's going to say, I am in the 5 a.m. club, or I am back in the 5 a.m. club, okay? Because that's like attached to my identity then, and I use these identity attachments to create my routines, okay? So then my routine is affected by that. So like evening routine it's kind of earlier, you want to try and still prioritize sleep, and morning routines obviously associated with I am a 5 a.m. girly. Yeah, so yes, I want you to write down 6 different things of I am. I'll give you some examples. Let me see, because I want you to have that identity that you want for your life and start acting in alignment with that. Yeah, okay, let me find my I ams. Yeah, okay, so it could be different to mine. It could be my 22 version of myself, like when I was like early 20s. I am a creative night owl. Yeah, so I used to sit up till 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning, like a lot of creative people do, and I used to work and my brain would be on fire at that time. That was given before I was a mother. Life was a little bit different, but I definitely worked better at night, and that served me. That routine served me because I was able to be really productive, did good work. So there's no right or wrong. It's not like you have to be 5 a.m. girly. You can be that night owl, as long as it serves you and suits your lifestyle and it makes your life better. Yeah, so what else can we do? I am well put together. I'll do another example here. I am let me think. I am well dressed is an example I like to use, because that then is an identity that you can put into your routines, because you could therefore have your clothes written out as part of your evening routine, because that's who you said that you are. Yeah, you said you're someone who's well dressed, so therefore in your evening routine you're going to make sure that outfit is put together. Yeah, so whatever your I ams are, tie them into your nighttime and morning routines and set yourself up for success. The reason why I get to the gym is because the night before I make sure it's all done. Yeah, my outfit's laid out, my bag is ready with like my towel and you know, like my makeup and all the bits and bobs that I need. It's all done the night before, so in the morning when it's like, oh, I don't need to think about it, I need to just quickly chuck on the clothes that I already set out, grab my bag, and my car keys are always put in the same place. We don't lose car keys over here. Yes, we are putting things in their homes, putting things back where they belong. It's a really, really good life hack to make sure you get more done in the day, because you're not trying to find things. Yeah, so yeah, I just pick all that up and I get out the door, and before I know it, I'm walking at the gym. Yeah, my earphones like are in the bag, so I'm listening to something really positive. My brain likes to wake up in the morning listening to podcasts, something that really builds me up, or music, depending on what kind of vibe I'm feeling like that day. But yeah, so there's no like social media, other than I might post something onto social media, but I'm not looking at other people's social media until, you know, I've had that time, I've served myself first. So yeah, it's a bit of a win for me just now, so I'm happy that I'm doing that. That doesn't mean that everybody else needs to do that, but I need you to know what you're going to do, okay? So yeah, we've got morning, evening routines, and we've got personality attachments there as well. Now, as I said, if you do, grab your goals from last month and have a look, assess those, and try and build upon these for this month, because we're onto this page now where you have 6 goals. You have just 6 goals. We are not overcomplicating things. We are not trying to over-deliver, because we're not setting ourselves up for failure, we're setting ourselves up for success. So we've got health and fitness. As I said, October is a month where we start to get run down. We start to feel a little bit crap. Yeah, so I want you to really think about looking after and nurturing yourself this month. So make sure you have one goal that is aligned with that, okay? Family and friends. What was your goal last month? Did you achieve it? Again, don't overpromise yourself. 1 second, I'll grab you up some examples. Friends and family, where are we? Home organisation. Oh, here we go. Okay, cool. So, can you plan time just to like spend time with someone? Is somebody on your agenda? Remember I spoke to you last month, I said there's really a family member that I have to go and see. I went and I did that, and I brought with me a bouquet of flowers and all the rest of it, and that made me feel really good. Pat on the back. and I achieved that. That was my one goal and I did it. Yeah, we don't need to have these elaborate goals. We need to set ourselves one thing in each of these categories that we can make achievable for ourselves. Okay, maybe it's a surprise act of kindness, yeah, which I love. Be excited about these goals, yeah. It's more fun, makes your life more fun. Maybe it's a nice little date night, maybe it's a dinner, maybe it is doing something with a parent or a loved one. Write yourself a goal for this month that you're going to do in October, okay? Maybe it's planning for something towards the end of the year, like, oh, I've not seen my friends in 7 months, I need to see them before it's December, yeah? So just get that written down. Like, doesn't need to be that it happens this month. You could be like, arrange for something to happen before the year is out, yeah? So family and friends. We're on to work or business. We are going into the final quarter of this year. What I like to do is look at what I set myself in January. You know, everybody's hot in January, off the mark, thinking, right, I'm going to get this, this and this done. 2025 is going to be my year. Okay, well, like, we've not lost hope because there's 3 months left that you can work towards these goals. Okay, so maybe have a look at these goals you set in January and go, right, what have I done? Have I worked towards these yet? So yeah, work and business as well. Have you got yourself some like clear action plans of what you want this last quarter to look like? For me, in my life, in my business, this is where I accelerate and I have to go 110 miles an hour to get all the things that I need to achieve before the year is out. It's a very busy time for me. So my vibe for the month, so at the bottom here, I have vibe for the month, and I want all your 6 goals to be that kind of vibe. Mine's is going to be momentum. Yeah, mine's is like building daily momentum, and loads of people say to me, oh, I don't know how you do it all. Well, that's because I'm focused on the things that I need to do, and I build momentum and I keep things going. I keep on the gas. Very American, but you know what I mean. Yeah, don't put the brakes on, and the momentum is definitely for me this month. Yeah, so I have a whole bunch of work and business goals, but one goal should be something that oversees all of that. Yeah, it's more of a vibe. Okay, it could be one very specific goal, to be honest, one main thing that you're heading for. So have a think of that, work or business. Yeah, it might be a target for you, it might be even like attached financial goal, but yeah, let's cross over to finances on its own here. So finances, you could be dipping your toe in it. Everybody is, you know, on the scale somewhere. You could be just dipping your toe into financial goals by, I need to look at my banking app and I need to sit and write down all my transactions in a month and actually just face it and look at it. That might be where you're at. Or you might be more like me. I look at my banking app every single day as soon as I wake up. I like to know where things are going, what's happening. So yeah, you could do a bit of an audit. You could make yourself go, I am going to cancel all of the subscriptions that I no longer use. Your financial goal might be the opposite. It might be, I am going to create some direct debits or some subscriptions that are going to make my life easier and cheaper on the long run. Yeah, for example, things that you know that you absolutely use and it's like a no-brainer for you, it's an absolute for you, then why not see if you can get that on a subscription basis, because it probably will be cheaper and yeah, less brain space and all the rest of it. I'll give you a really silly example for that as I'm looking at my makeup just now. My concealer that I buy, it is cheaper if you get it on Amazon as a subscription, okay? I know that I need a new concealer after every 4 months, so it comes through the post and it's paid for and it just keeps running. That saves up that little bit of brain space for me, that I know what brands I like. Yeah, so if you're somebody that has really worked out the things that you do use and things that are your necessities, then why not have a look at setting up subscriptions and just being realistic with yourself with what you do spend in a month or a week or, you know, a year, depends how your brain works and your kind of oversight of how finances work for you. Again, it's also personal. So yeah, I would suggest cancelling subscriptions that we don't need and creating subscriptions for things that we do value and things that we do see to, things that we say that we need. Okay, right, you can do some fun things like, well, might not be fun for you, but try like a no spend weekend. Like, I am not gonna go and get a Costa coffee, like I'm just not doing it for this whole weekend. I'm not gonna eat out, I'm not gonna, whatever the thing is, right, that you're finding yourself overspending on. So maybe you could try that, like a no spend weekend or no internet shopping or whatever it is, right? Could you make yourself a goal to like have a look at comparing like your car insurance or like one of your household bills? Could you like look at your Sky? I mean, are people still paying for Sky these days? I'm not sure. But yeah, again, like really editing what your bills are, challenging those, see if you can get a better deal. That might be your goal, for October. You might want to put some money back for Christmas. You might want to do a bit of Christmas shopping. So yeah, write down your financial goal. You might want to set yourself a little spreadsheet for Christmas. You might want to get serious about your spending and be like really particular about where your money goes. Anyway, you could go on and do a whole session on finances alone, but we'll move on. We're going to go on to home organisation. So I'll tell you what I've just done recently, okay? Because I was finding myself buying fresh flowers because it's nice. I was doing it every week, and then I just like looked at the price one day. It was like £6.99 or something for this kind of okay bunch. That was fine. And I thought, these will be dead in a week. What a waste of money, really. So I decided to take myself to the range and I bought all these beautiful little individual bits and bobs. If you follow me on socials, you'll have seen it. And I created myself this lovely little like autumnal bouquet of like false flowers, and I love it. And I've got this whole display in my kitchen, and it's a one-time purchase. And I have a box, a big plastic box. I will put the decor away after October. Not October, probably depends when I put up Christmas stuff, but I'll put it away, and then next year I can get it out and I can build upon it, and I'm looking more long term. Now, I am not here to encourage you to spend money on daft things. That might be really stupid to you, but I'm just saying that's my example of what I've done, okay? I like to think I'm not wasting money on these like real flowers that I'm going to chuck out every week. So that's one wee example of what I'm doing for home organisation, I suppose. I've made my house like a little bit autumnal. As I said kind of before, I'm doing these little wax melts and candles. I love just for it to smell nice. It just making my home a bit more of a sanctuary and feeling like the October sort of vibe, and switching out blankets. So we've got things to hand that are dead easy. I've done a switch out in here. I've took away all my summer stuff and I've boxed that, put it out of my wardrobe, just so it's less to look at and less to sift through. So everything that's out is something that I would wear this season. So yeah, we don't need to overcomplicate things really. I like to have things to hand that I would actually wear on a seasonal basis. So maybe your home organisation is to make your sort of winter wardrobe and put away your summer stuff. So yeah, give yourself one goal for that. And then self-care and fun, okay? Don't underestimate the power of putting there as a goal, like your one and only goal, to make sure you get that bubble bath with candles on and like romanticize your life, have a nice little drink, nice little face mask, music / podcast, whatever it is, and actually make it happen. Because I think I'll do that and then 2 months can go by and it hasn't happened yet. So if you want to be intentional about being good to yourself, kind to yourself, then make sure to write down that one thing that you're going to truly do for yourself this month. So yeah, another wee example that you might put down is like plan a little solo trip, or if that's too much, like a little solo coffee date, or like, depends how brave you are, depends what your mindset's at. Like maybe you could take yourself out for a meal. It is like the most liberating thing. Now I will say I only ever do this when I'm in London because the chances of bumping into someone's a little bit less. Not that there's any shame in eating by yourself, there really isn't. It's actually the most liberating thing ever. I truly enjoy it. Maybe that's your little self-care goal for yourself this month. You pick. You will know what is the best thing for you, okay? Let's move on. So we've got our monthly planner. I want you to put down all the specifics straight away. So kids' birthday parties, events, things that you need to be at, okay? Then I want you to do things like must-dos, okay? So the must-dos is like, I need to find a Halloween party that I want to go to. I need to, you know, get such and such outfit looked out for such and such an event. And then appointments to schedule, you know, dentist, maybe events. I keep going to events because my mind is event mad at the moment. Kids activities, kids play dates, write these things that you need to schedule. It's not necessarily just like appointments, it can be meetings, like whatever it is. Get it all out your brain, and once you've done your must-dos this month and your appointments to schedule, you can then start to get to work to putting it into the calendar like this, and then before you know it, your month will be nice and fleshed out. Make sure that you schedule these things into here so as they actually happen. So if you have put yourself down as a self-care bubble bath, write down next Friday when I have a free house and there's no kids or blah blah blah, that is when I'm gonna have, schedule yourself in, okay? So all of these six different goals you should be able to actually see in black and white. It's tangible, it's gonna happen, we gotta make it happen. Okay, now let me just have a wee look if there is anything else I wanted to chat about. I think I've pretty much covered it. You can jump on my like mailing list, so you get like a little dose of motivation from me every single Sunday night. It's really small, easy emails to get through, and it gives you a little task to do. It keeps you on track for the week ahead. So yeah, I'll post a little link on this group so as you can all get on my mailing list and keep up with that. Like one thing that I put out last Sunday, if you're not on there, is task yourself to find one recipe this week. So something that's going to feel like October, like a nice soup or a nice like slow cooked meal or something like that, okay? So everything's like really bite-sized in my weekly emails, so make sure that you get yourself on that. Also, I have tasked myself to finish my course. I am putting out a course that will be available to buy, so I'm going to keep you posted with that, and I'll put out all the information when that's done. But yeah, I just really want you all to have a super successful October. Please share with me because I want to chat to you more. Please share with me what your goals were and what your morning, nighttime routines are. Like, chat to me. I'd love to help you through it. Tell me what you achieved from last month. Just talk to me and I'll get back to every single one of you. Feel free to comment here or email me or DM me, just whatever, and I'd love to help. But thanks for your time today, guys, and yeah, let's talk. I'll talk to you in the comments. All right, bye guys.